I got 11, but I should be immune because I did it last week.
That's fair.
Also, should I not be immune because I wasn't here?
But it depends. Have you listened to the audio?
Maybe.
Maybe it's better if you did it then, because if you've listened to the audio, you would
only to help your own understanding, Josh.
Yeah.
Just to check,
What'd
you get? Wait. What'd you get, Sonny?
Yeah.
19.
Oh,
okay. Almost got away with it too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right, go on then.
So we were continuing to walk through the woods when a strange light appeared. I think it was off to our left, off to our right. One of us went into stealth mode. It may have been me, and tried to follow the light, but it just seemed to be moving further and further away. But my colleagues who were looking on when I got back reported that the light didn't move at all. I think we got frustrated with the light and finally fired a firebolt or something at it, which did seem to do its...
I definitely shot the light.
Yeah, it seemed to do some kind of effect to it, some kind of pain to it, a momentary flash of some kind of creature with antlers, and then that fleeting image went. At some point we realised one of our colleagues was missing. We stumbled through the woods, I snuck upon some sounds in the woods, which turned out to be, I think, some bandits round a fire. I did an amazing injured rabbit sound to cover my a broken twig. Yeah, I'm glad that was captured on YouTube. Yeah. And then I think we had a battle, didn't we? And I got pretty messed up, actually, out of everybody. Sonny, I still think he's not in a very good way yet.
Yeah.
And then we slapped a bandit around a bit until he told us what was going on, and we found out that our colleague was in prison in the bandit camp. We tortured him a bit. Then we decided we wanted to keep him alive. And head into the camp with our prisoner, pretending to be wanting to join the bandits. I think we came across some more bandits on the way to the bandit encampment. We tried to bluff our way out of that situation, but we ended up having to kill those bandits. And then, we tricked our way into the bandit camp. Two of us, and I don't recall who, are in the cells, and the other two are camping down for the night, trying to figure out what on earth we're going to do. And that's where we're up to, I think.
Yeah. It is me and Thaler are in the cell.
Yes. So you started with one person in a cell and you ended with two.
Yeah, it was
part of the master plan was if we're all in cells, surely that's better.
Yeah. And you ended with two.
Now, the other thing that's happened that unfortunately Josh is not going to be able to participate in, but what I would be grateful if there's anything that I need to note down for Jordan and Sonny is that all y'all have come up to level 2.
That's right, yes.
So let me just pull up your character sheets, and then I would just be grateful if you could update me on anything that, the particulars, and just as a general note, and this is for Valoran when he ends up listening to this next week. Hi, future Trevor. Is as a DM, and this is just my personal sort of failure to micromanage because I can't, in all honesty, be bothered, is I'm not going to keep track of your loot or your gold or your inventory or anything like that. And, I'll do the big stuff, the status, the stuff, and your HP and whatnot. But the particulars are down to you. But for your character sheets and whatnot, as you level, obviously, that's something that I'll need to be kept abreast of. So, Sonny, is there anything that I need to know about changes to your stats, like your AC or your hit points, your strength, etc., and then any other stuff that you might have?
So I've received some new features.
Fantastic.
I now have something called Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
Which do you need to know the details of these?
No. So if it's combat related, I'm going to take your word. What I'm going to need is for spellcasters, anything on that end, and then on fighters, which you are, just the stats.
All right. Okay. So you don't need to know these new features.
The features are yours. I trust you.
Okay. So my AC is now 14.
Yep.
I'm
HP.
currently on 10 out of 20 because I'm quite injured at the moment.
So 20 total. That's great.
Initiative
Changes to any ability scores?
It's done it automatically for me, so I don't know what my old ones were. So my strength is currently 16, intelligence 13.
Stats shouldn't have changed.
Right, it's the modifiers that may have changed.
And the skills.
Well, the skills won't have changed until you reach proficiency bonus at level 4.
Okay. Any change to passive perception then? I doubt it, if nothing else has changed. Nope, fine.
No.
Good.
It'll just be health and your AC according to your feet, which will be unarmored defense or something like that. One of them.
Yeah.
All right, then Sonny's done. Jordan, tell me a story.
I now have, I rolled like a 3 for HP, so I have 4 extra health.
So 11?
I have 10 on this sheet, so
10.
We'll go with that.
I had you at 7 before, so forgive me.
No, it's alright. I might have ended up hitting it twice or something.
Fine.
I've got 10 maximum health.
Good.
Nothing else has changed. I have taken Detect Magic and Ray of Sickness as my 2 spells.
Detect Magic and Ray of Sickness. Okay, and those are going to be just a Detect Magic and Ray of Sickness.
And I have the Necromancy Arcane.
Yes, as you mentioned to me. There's Ray of Sickness, thank you.
I just wanted to have a look.
No, it's alright. It's good.
It sounded cool.
It's a good one.
It's alright.
Yeah. Necromancy's a badass one.
Yeah. We'll see how that plays into what I'm doing.
Yeah, we'll see. 2d8 poison damage. I'm just making quick notes for myself. I'm not going to type out the whole thing. 2d8 poison damage and Constitution saving throw.
Only other thing is when I kill with a spell, I regain health.
Yes, because you suck the life out of them.
I can let you know when I'm regaining health. That's not a problem.
Okay, that would be great if you would keep me posted. So, I've added Ray of Sickness, and I've added Detect Magic, and I've got Sonny's, and we'll talk about Valoran's when he's back, and I think he sent me something anyway. And Thalar, I'm sure we will get you there today.
Thank you.
Great, so that's level 2. That's the previously on done. Is there anything else administratively that I should be thinking of? Help me out here, boys. Before we get stuck in.
I don't think so. I think we're just going for Sundays now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Time-wise.
Yeah. It's just I've got it sort of booked in perpetuity. So.
Yeah, me too.
I won't be able to do next Sunday, I'm afraid. I'll be on an aeroplane.
Right. Okay.
Oh, very good.
It's alright for some. For Valoran, the only thing he gains at level 2 are HP and Action Surge.
Okay, fine. That's easy then.
Stat or defense-wise that he would gain.
Okay.
He is a fighter, isn't he?
Yeah, Paladin.
Oh, Paladin. Oh, well, he may
So that's what I'm thinking.
Doesn't have Action Surge then.
No, but he might. Is it level 2 that Paladins get to choose, things like Eldritch Knight and whatnot?
No, that is level 3 when you take your oath.
Fine. All right, then we'll get there when we get there. It should be pretty minor then.
Level 2, he gets Fighting Style and he gets Divine Smite.
Okay. He told me earlier as well. You can pick stuff, but it's not going to be anything. I'll just sort of give him the benefit of the doubt on any saving throws.
Effectively, he has Smite, about 3 spells he can choose from, and a Fighting Style. And
yeah.
Does he use a 2-handed weapon? I think he does.
I think he does. Yeah.
He's
got a long sword.
Great weapon fighting anyway. So.
No. I will see. He told me I could RP him, but I may just sort of leave him in the background. We will see how bothered I can be at 8 o'clock on a Sunday. Right, so all of you had hopefully had a chance to take a look at my very quickly done map.
I have studied it intently.
Very nice.
I was quite impressed with that quick little map.
Thank you.
Or have you just drawn it and scanned it?
Yeah, I just have graph paper and pens, so I drew the whole thing, and then I took a picture of it on my phone with Cam Scanner, and then I just overblew the brightness and the contrast until it got rid of all the grid lines.
Nice.
And then sort of tidied it up a bit in, I have a GIMP, free photo editing software.
Yeah.
But that was yesterday's, while I was binge watching season 4 of BoJack Horseman, it was doing this. Anyway, so you've got your Broadford map, and then I'm working on other stuff. I've got a dungeon map already. I've got this and that. That's a bit more time intensive, but this is something anyway. Also, it was really small, which was really easy because then I didn't have to figure out any fiddly little details.
Yeah,
right.
Anything like that, just like a rough map helps me, but I don't need.
Yeah. This was rough for me anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty good rough map. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the map like that.
Blush. Right. So I tell you what, if you pull that up, just so I can give you your bearings.
Yeah.
I've handily labeled the cells for you, which is of course where Jordan and Thalar are, and then Valoran and Sunny are going to be in one of the tents. So you see between the stables and the captain's tent, there's a series of 5 tents.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be in the second from the left, next to the stables. So not the one straight up and down, but the one just off from that one. And then that's it. You came in the middle of the night, and you can see the 2 little guard towers down by the gate. And that's where you met the guards, and they then led you through to the cells and then back to that tent. And it's, I would say, the diameter of this, and you can kind of eyeball it just from the scale of the buildings, but it's about 100 feet in diameter. It's really not very huge, surrounded by a little moat and some trees and whatnot. You can see the road you came in on. So that's just a quick recap of where we are. Thalar, just to remind you, I don't know how much you remember from the listening, but the cell that you're in, and Jordan similarly, is in this little cells building, which is constructed entirely of wood, and you're in a wooden cell with wooden barred doors, like an old-timey jail, only it has a bolt, but then it's actually properly locked with chains and things.
I just have one question on that.
Go on then.
The wall separating me and Dalar, is it a solid wall? Is it just
so
like
what I would picture
is it a box room, or would we be able to like touch or see each other?
No. So it's like, so you see, if you picture the cells building and then you take the roof off, divide it into thirds. Yeah. 2 of them are cells, and the middle one is just got like a table, and that's where that dozing guard is sitting. So there's no physical contact possible because there's a space of probably 10 feet so between the 2 cells. They're just facing each other.
We're on either side.
Exactly. It's not one like sort of holding drunk tank area like at a police station.
Because that would be too easy.
Because that would be way too easy.
Lie. That's what I counted on when I got myself into prison.
Well, what do they say? The best laid plans and whatnot,
Yeah. So that's fine. I'm sure I can come up with something.
I'm sure you'll figure something out. Right. So, in that case, dawn breaks. Sunny and Valoran awake slowly in this sort of I wouldn't call it rudimentary tent. It's actually quite well furnished. It's it's got a couple cot beds. It's rather comfortable. There's a small tight table and whatnot. It's not home, it's not a proper building. There's no automatic kettle in an Nescafe, but it'll do. And as the sun comes up, the sort of the hustle and bustle of the camp begins to take effect. You hear the gates begin to open and horses rumble as the people begin to go about their day, light the fires and whatnot. And similarly to Jordan and Thalar, you're both waking up in your respective cells. As the light streams through and that dozy guard sort of snores and rocks back in his chair. And,
would that count as a full rest?
I would say, what time did we reckon you got there? 2?
Midnight-ish, just after midnight, was it?
I think, it was about 1 or 2 in the morning. I tell you what, even if it's not an exact 8 hours, I'm going to fudge it. I'm going to give you a full rest. I think you didn't need one. I think you'd had a full rest.
Oh yeah, we had, don't we?
Into the night, and then you went in. So I don't think any stats will change, but take a full rest anyway, just in case you used any.
I was just making sure I didn't know I had the right amount of spell slots.
Always got to take them when you can, right?
Yeah.
So you have had a full rest, and you are feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, considering you slept on a bed of hay. And dawn breaks, and you have your motivations from last week, and do the Dungeons and Dragons.
So, do I remember how I got here?
Yes, you were kidnapped, and I'm just going to go with the standard. You had a bag put over your head, and you were thrown to the cart, and then summarily brought through, and may or may not have been knocked unconscious, thrown in a cell, and this was only a few hours, maybe 12 hours before the other boys showed up. So it's not like you've been there languishing with bread and water for days and days. But you definitely remember. You weren't, sort of.
Right. That's fine. Cool.
Yeah.
So
let's start with maybe, since Sunny's by himself with me. Let's start with maybe Jornan and Thalar and waking up in the cells.
Am I aware that there's somebody new in the cell next to you at all?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. I'm not going to make you roll a perception check to look through a barred door.
Oh yeah, of course it's bars.
It's just wooden sort of bars. Yeah, it's very see-through.
Okay, that's fine. So I am.
I'll start by just shouting out, guard, I believe prisoners are allowed breakfast.
What?
Well, it's morning. Breakfast is surely now.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
So, I'd like breakfast, please. Eggs, bread, bacon, that kind of thing.
You think okay? You think this is a fancy resort? What do you want me to bring out the room service and a muffin tray? You're a prisoner. I'll see if I can find you some stale bread or whatever the horse is, but I don't give a shit.
I mean, a prisoner to be ransomed. Surely I must be in good health if you need me worth full value.
I would argue that alive is pretty good health. All 10 fingers and toes is pretty good health, but forgive me, Your Highness, if you're a bit peckish.
Well, I should hope so, and I hope anybody else listening around is also going to receive breakfast.
Yes. Yes, I'm hungry too. I could do with some breakfast, please.
So there are other people here.
Sorry, hello.
Hello. Breakfast should be coming anyway, my friend. With any luck, they'll see us fed before whatever the horrible treatment they have in store for us.
The guard bemusedly sort of stands up and says, well, I want breakfast, so see you boys later. And he just leaves the room.
Oh.
Taylor!
What is it?
Well, your god didn't seem to be much help, so we've come to rescue you instead.
I'll have you know my god is just fine, but I appreciate the help.
Good. Now, we didn't come up with a full plan, but I'm quite a resourceful person, and if push comes to shove, I'll burn the building down around us.
Well, just hold on to that for later, please.
That seems okay. One slight problem, though. We did bind my hands, so I do need to get them undone quite soon.
I have an idea. If he comes back... Oh, actually, sorry, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any more guards around now? Is there...
So in your little cells thing, no, but there aren't any windows to the outside, so you aren't able to tell if there's one, outside the door or what have you, but there's none inside this building with you.
Hence why I'm talking quite quietly.
Yeah, okay, yes.
There was only one when I was brought in, and I didn't see anybody just outside the door, but you never know.
See, if you hadn't sent him away, I could have commanded him to untie us.
Well, I thought if he went and got some food, he'd have to release my hands, and then we'd be sorted. But, he'll come back.
Yes. So, in the meantime, where was your plan taking you next?
I was pretty much stalled after burning the building to the ground. I intended to burn other parts of the camp to the ground. But this is really where we got to. Sonny and Valoran are off meeting with the captain this morning. I believe we came up with some plan to separate the captain as they take us to ransom. And then, I'll burn them to the ground too.
Right, well, I guess...
I can do fire.
I get that, Sonny.
Well, Sonny's outside.
Sorry, no, that was Sonny.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, I actually don't have any idea of what I can do right now.
Okay. Well, in that case, I suggest we wait. Don't let them know that we know each other.
Yeah.
Though they may have guessed. Not sure. We did look for you. I mean, the others looked for you. I was more concerned about this light thing that was following us, but we'll deal with that. Anyway, we'll just hang fire.
Yes, that's fine.
We need a go signal.
Well, if you let him come back, I'll give him a command to untie us. I think I can do that. Yes, I think I can. And then we'll see what happens then. It's going to be a bit on the spur of the moment, but it's worth a try.
Well, first, let's see if they untie our
Yes,
hands.
good idea.
I can kill him fairly instantly.
Right, well, let's just see what happens
I
then.
mean, is what I can suggest. These fools are no match for my almost godlike powers. So we'll try that.
Right.
And
so,
then,
yeah.
and then if that doesn't work, you hit them with, I don't know, shouting at them, and we'll see what happens.
Yes. Yeah, so I think we're just going to wait then.
And I will sit back to wait.
Yeah.
You wait about an hour and nobody comes back.
Oh.
He's clearly gone just to get some breakfast and is otherwise occupied. You are not a priority for this person.
I'm assuming we don't have any of our inventory at the moment.
That was confiscated off
Yeah,
of you when
yeah,
you became
yeah.
prisoners. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a lockpicker, so.
Are your hands bound?
Are my hands bound?
No.
Oh.
So you have your. I specifically was bound when I came in.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, that's fine. I guess. I guess we can work around that.
That's.
Well, I tell you what, Jordan, I would think that as they led you in and chucked you in the room, once you're in a cell, it doesn't make any sense to have you bound, so I would think that they would have removed the ropes when
so
they chucked you in the
my
cell.
hands
So you're probably fine, you're probably pretty free to move about the cabin.
Okay.
Oh, no. Yeah, I could try that. I could try shouting for a guard. I mean, what happens if I shout guard?
What
Guard!
are you asking me?
Yes, I'm actually doing it. Guard!
Right, so a rather disgruntled-looking, 8-foot-tall, 6-foot-wide orc steps through the tiny door with an enormous scimitar in hands and says, "What?"
Okay. I don't know if I should just spend my spell slot and try and command him, or...
Well, I tell you what, wisdom is not this guy's strongest suit.
Right.
God.
Well, let's. Do you know what? I've not cast a spell yet, so I am going to. I'm going to cast command. It says I can give him a one-word command.
Yeah.
I mean, release sounds like a good command, I suppose. I'm trying. No.
Whatever you. So
I
just
appreciate the
know
laugh.
that whatever you choose, I get to interpret as I will.
I know that's my problem. I'm trying to find a word that's not going to
So
be.
look at the suggested.
Yes.
You know, and get an idea for some of the words. Use a thesaurus. You know, really, I want you to really get creative with it. Because look, it literally says you might issue a command other than the one described. If you do so, the DM determines how the target behaves.
I know.
And if they can't follow your commands.
Well, I feel like I'm trying to figure out what you're going to do if I say release.
Listen, you just gotta
I
wait
can't-
and see. You just
Yeah.
gotta wait and see.
What
Oh.
do you two think?
Unlock.
It's entirely.
Unlock?
I am not inputting. It's your command. Your throw.
I know. Okay, I think I'll try unlock probably because I'm worried that something bad's gonna happen if I say release. Not that something bad won't happen if I say unlock. Okay, I'll cast command and I'll say unlock.
All right. Tell me. So I'm gonna have to succeed on a wisdom saving throw. What do I have to beat?
I think it's just my spell save DC, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which
So,
is
what is the number? 13.
yeah.
Okay. You rolled a 15.
Minus, what's its wisdom?
He's got a -1 modifier to wisdom.
Oh no!
So he rolled a 16 and got a -1. I'm afraid.
Okay, does anything
So he just goes,
no.
"That's ambitious," and he leaves. He walks back out.
That was one of my stealth slots as well.
That's a shame, is what that is.
Oh well, I tried. Right, Jordan, your turn.
So it's fire then, is it?
I'm running out of other possibilities.
Well, my suggestion would be wait. So Sonny has a plan
Okay, let's
that,
just.
All right.
that doesn't rely on just telling them to unlock us.
Star wipe,
So-
newspaper
Excuse
fade
me.
in and out,
Yeah.
and let's
As it
smash
fades
cut
to
to Sonny.
dark, it's just me and Josh arguing with each other over
Oh,
the merits of divine versus arcane magic.
yes.
There you go. Oh
Yeah.
wow, we had a scintillating conversation. Right, Sonny. Same question. You, what do you do?
Alright, my headphones cut out for a second. What was the question then?
Go.
Oh, go. So, Sonny wakes up, has a nice stretch, and then realises where he is. I goes, oh no, we're in trouble. I need to figure something out here. And he speaks to Valarin and lets him know a cunning plan that he's been hatching. And it involves trying to convince the bandit leader that the two people that are in the cells, that Sonny and Valarin know them from the town of Broadford, that they're actually they're two VIPs, and that they work at the barracks and they look after the weapons. They're the caretakers, the warehousemen of the weapons cache. They catalogue them, maintain them. They can get us access to those weapons. If only we need to keep them alive and take them into town on a night raid. So I'm going to try and convince the bandit that that's their identity, and they can take us into town, and we'll be able to steal the cache of weapons from the barracks. That's my plan.
Okay. I was just about to say somebody knocks at the door, but it's a tent. I mean, you're sort of speaking in hushed tones with Flora, and you're formulating this plan. But once it's clear that everybody's sort of awake and up and about, and even if you're not, they don't really care. Somebody comes to call at the tent because obviously you're sort of late night guests, and they say, "All right, what you're supposed to be giving someone to the what's happening? Who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing?"
Yes, we arrived late last night. We've come to join, and we brought a prisoner with us. We had it's a gift really to your leader to prove our worth. We've got a plan to get some weapons. I've been having a look round. It looks like you're in need of some good weapons. And I've got the perfect plan, but I can only reveal it to your leader.
Okay. Well, you see, there's sort of, despite the fact that we live in a camp and we seem very rough and tumble, there is actually sort of, a procedure, a rule. And so I just want to make you aware that we're very grateful for bringing us a prisoner, and apparently he's worth a lot of money, and you've got this whole plan, and I'm very glad to hear it. But you're not going to get to talk to Clawhealth straight away. He's the captain. He's very important. He doesn't just dally with anyone. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to run this whole shenanigan by his lieutenant. And if that all works and the lieutenant deems you worthy of Clawhealth's time, then yeah, no problem. We'll get you in. We'll get you seen. We'll get you going. We'll get you the outfits and whatnot, whatever you need. But you just gotta, you don't just go straight in. You gotta get it. You gotta get it all prepped up first.
And is Clawhell actually in the camp today?
He wasn't in last night. He was out doing something, but he's due back today at some point, so he'll be around.
Okay. I see. Yeah. Okay. I'll speak to the lieutenant.
All right. He's called.
He's going to love my plan.
I'm sure he will. He's called Gilmilnia. Don't try and pronounce it too hard, or you get a nosebleed. But Gilmilnia. But he's just in the stables. He's inspecting some of the horses, making sure they're all shoed up. So if you're ready, you just come on over with me.
Okay. So yeah, me and Valarin follow him.
Yeah, so he takes you that very short distance, as you can see on the map. He takes you that very short distance over to the stables, and in the stables you see a few sort of younger stable boys, 12, 13, 14 years old, running around tending to the horses, and you see some sort of burly people, actually the blacksmith, shoeing the horses and whatnot. And then through all of these sort of very working manual laborers, you see a guy who's dressed a little bit better than all the rest, and he's this Gilminye. He's a drow, so a dark elf, and he's got the dark skin and whatnot. He's wearing they're still sort of bandit garb, but it's not just rags. It's a bit more fine, and he's got some trappings that would indicate that he's of some status. And he's just got his hands behind his back, and he's walking up and down in some boots, and he's inspecting everything that's going on. And he's sort of every so often barks out an order, and he seems to be very well respected.
Okay. So Sonny will approach him and say, Gilmenia, it's an honour to meet you. I've heard some great things about you. Finally got my chance to meet you. I'm here to join up, as well as my friend here, Valoran. And I don't know if you know, but we've come bearing gifts. We've brought you a hostage, and it's not just any old hostage. He's a very important hostage, and I hope you've got the time to listen to a plan I have to stick it to the barracks in town and take their weapons.
So he sort of turns around as you're talking, and you finish this introduction, and he just he gives you the up and down. He looks at you from top to bottom, and then he does the same with Valoran. He doesn't say anything, and then he looks at your escort, this goblin who had led you to where you were. And he says, "Who is the man that talks too much? Who is he? Why have you brought him to me?" And the goblin says, "He's got some sort of plan, and he wanted to talk to the boss, and it's a whole thing. And he came last night, and he did bring someone with him, and they're in the cells now. And we thought, you know what? It's too late. Let's just get him. It's like I don't know what he's all about. I don't even know his name. Someone just asked me to bring him to you." And Gilminia looks supremely unimpressed, as if this is the most colossal waste of his time. And he says, "Okay, well, little man, what is your plan? Tell me."
So, I don't know if you know, but the man we brought to you is actually the warehouseman. He takes care of the stock of weapons down at the barracks in town in Broadford. He catalogues them, maintains them. He, if anyone in the whole town can get us in there, it's got to be him. And I've spent 2 nights with him now. He's absolutely petrified. He did everything I asked him to do. All he talks about is saving his own life and wanting to see his children again. He's putty in my hands. I think this is a really good chance of getting our hands and your gang hands on these weapons.
Well, is interesting. But before we go and you talk to the captain, he's very particular, man. We must go and let's speak to this friend of yours. Let's see exactly how willing he might happen to be. And he begins marching straight away off to the cells. And he does not look behind you. He does not wait to see if you are coming with him. He just leaves and he marches straight over to the cells.
Okay, we quickly follow him.
And he motions, and somebody hurries and opens the steps inside. And now we're all together. The gang's all here. And so Thalar and Jornan, you see inexplicably this very sort of well-dressed for a bandit drow man sort of stride into the room purposefully and spin about, and then followed shortly by Sunny and Valoran. And the drow man speaks, and he says, "Vichvan."
And Sunny starts laughing hysterically, and I can't believe it. He's laughing, and we have got to be the luckiest people on the planet. I cannot believe this. He says, "You do realise who you've got here," to Gilmenia, and just leaves it at that.
And Gilmenia sort of cocks an eyebrow, but otherwise does not seem terribly interested in whatever you happen to be doing.
Not only have you got the warehouseman that I brought you? But you see that man there, and he points to Thalar. That man is the drill sergeant of the barracks. We have got the 2 men that are going to get us in. I thought it was a foolproof plan before, but now we've got the drill sergeant. He's going to be our walking map of the entire complex. We could take the barracks.
Sonny, go ahead and roll a bluff check for me.
Okay, was that a performance or a deception?
Deception.
Okay, I get +1 on this. 10 +1 is 11.
Yeah, so that does not work.
Okay.
So he turns around to you and he says, "This soft little book hands cleric. Look at the chalk on his hands. He is the drill sergeant for the entire barracks of Broadford. I don't think so. What have you actually brought me?" And he gets increasingly suspicious, and the orc behind you cracks his knuckles.
Sir, hi. My name's Gian. I'd ideally like to go home, please.
He looks at you with a withering stare, and then he looks back at Sunny, and is expectantly waiting for an answer.
Blah 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 blah. I go over to the bars and spit in his face. You lied to me.
Oh, what?
You go over to who?
Jordan, I think it was.
Yeah. Jordan.
Oh, okay.
You slapped my face.
I know. Sonny's in big trouble.
Abused you on
I
podcast.
am not a fan of your deceptions.
Right.
Just wait till you see his acrobatics.
Are we?
Right. So he's. I mean, Gilmania is still just watching.
I mean, why spit? You told me that there was something I needed to see, a deal we were going to make. So we left the town, and then you hit me, and you brought me to this place, and now I just want to go home.
Be quiet, little wizard. I have no interest in what you have to say. If I want to know what
I'm not
the
a
truth
wizard.
is, I will take it out of you with knives. No. You there, monk boy. Tell me, who is the other one?
Well, that's an interesting question, sir. Lieutenant, my apologies. Who's the monk?
Sonny's
Sonny.
the monk.
Sonny,
Oh yeah, I was like, oh wait, no, cleric. I'm a cleric. I'm gonna shut up now.
I don't want you to show up. I'm struggling.
Shut up, talk faster.
No, Sonny's all got this.
Clearly he's
Okay, Sonny turns to the lieutenant. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna come clean. I was hoping to get you into town with the idea of raiding the barracks, when in fact it's a different target that I'm after. I was hoping to get you to town, convince you with the idea of weapons, when in fact what I'm really after and what I wanted to share with you is the magic library that these two have been keeping. There's magic potions, magic weapons, magic artifacts, many that are priceless, many that are powerful, and perhaps I was mistaken. I thought that the weapons would get you into town, but I can see that you're interested in the magic.
And
Roll another
Wow.
bluff check, please.
Okay, I'm
I would like to
I'm struggling here. Are you going to assist?
I was gonna say I'm gonna kind of assist. I'm just gonna look at Sunny and be like, as part of this, what was it, deception?
Yeah.
Yeah. As part of this, I'm just gonna look at him and glare and be like, "This is what you brought me away from the library for some heist. I should be back there reading my books and doing my studies, and you brought me here for this."
Does that give me advantage?
No, he doesn't pay attention to the prisoner.
Okay. Come on, good roll. Oh my god! A 3 + 1 is 4. We're in
I
trouble.
set the bar so low. Right. So he says, "This I have heard. It's easier to believe. Look, it's soft men, but no. This I also do not think is the truth. I tell you what, we do not need to hear the truth from you now. We will find it out." And he makes a motion with his hand, and the two enormous orcs behind Valoran and Sunny just pick them up off the ground and hold them. And he says, "We will find out one way or another. Right, we take you back. We have a little meeting."
Right,
And
it's goal time. It's goal time.
Yeah, it's go, go,
I'm gonna
go, go!
stick my hand out of the bar, and I'm just gonna have to go for Ray of Sickness. It doesn't require any material components, so I don't need anything to cast it. We're just gonna have to go for it.
And Sonny
Did you
is
say-
going
One
to
sec.
Sonny's going to use a Kai point to use where's it gone? Step of the Wind, I think it is. Yep, you can spend 1 Kai point to take the disengage or dash action. Dash action. So I'm gonna disengage from the guys that grab me.
Just before I cast, are the two guys that just grabbed Valoran and Sunny? They are behind them, aren't they?
so they've picked them up from behind. They were sort of flanking the door, just to
Yeah.
paint the picture. So it was the drow standing in front of it, sort of like leaning on the table, right in front of Sunny and Valoran, and you
Yeah.
two are in the cages on either side. And then it was Sunny and Valoran facing the drow, and then you had the two orc guards standing on either side of the door behind the two boys.
Yeah. So if they're behind them, a cone of fire would definitely. It'll
Yeah.
have to be Ray of Sickness.
Yeah, don't burn them. Right, so you get to roll advantage on that.
Oh, thank fuck, because that was a 1.
Oh my
So
god.
try again.
Oh, that's a 14.
Yeah, so let me just have a quick check and see what the armor class is on this guy. Wait, who are you aiming at? I assume the orc drow or...
I'm going to have to go for the orc behind Valoran.
Okay. 2 seconds. I am just finishing what I was doing, he said awkwardly, which is pulling everything into the same thing and launching the encounter. So...
Yeah, that gives me ginger on the boat myself.
yes, okay, so this is aimed at... which one? The orc?
The orc behind Valoran.
Okay. So that will hit.
Oh,
So you go ahead and roll damage.
I was really panicking then. That's 4, 3. That's only 7 damage, but it needs to take a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. While we're doing this, everybody else please roll initiative. Right. He has failed his Constitution saving throw miserably.
He's poisoned, but that is 7 damage.
Poisoned. Okay. Everybody else, what are we plugging in for our
13 for Sonny in total.
13 for Sunny,
And 6 for Phalar.
6 for Thalar,
14, Gionan.
14 for Jordan, and I've got a I've got a 3 for Valoran. Fantastic. Okay, so we've got 7 damage to one of our orcs. That's a shame. Well done indeed. And he is also poisoned. P is for poisoned. Right, there we go. So, next in the order is going to be the standard order, which is going to be the drow. So, the drow is going to draw his long sword, and he is going to take a swing at Sunny. So, Sunny, why don't you go ahead and tell me if a... Ooh, I rolled a 19 plus...
1 second. Sonny, did you say you took the disengage action?
That's right, yeah.
Oh, right, disengage, never mind. Sorry, I thought you took the dodge.
No, it was disengage, unfortunately.
Never mind.
19
Sorry,
definitely hits. I've only got an AC of 14, so.
Fantastic. So please take 6 damage as he slashes you across the chest.
This is becoming familiar for Sonny.
Okay. And now next in the order we've got bugger all. Jordan.
Right. Next. Next. How is that orc looking?
So he's not yet bloodied,
Oh,
but he is poisoned, and the other one is fine.
yeah, I can only deal with one of them. Do we go all out? Right, I'll have to go with Firebolt then, please. Roll to attack.
Okay, so
Much better. That's an 18.
18 to the
Where are they?
previously damaged orc.
Yeah, the one I've already hit.
Okay, so that's going to be a definite hit. What's the damage?
The damage is 1d10, which is 3.
3. Okay, he is now bloodied.
Right.
All right, next in the order is Sunny.
Okay, is there anyone between me and the bars of the cells? Which
No, they are sort of on flanking you on either side, so the enemies are in front and behind you.
Okay, I was going to try and push someone into the bars so these guys could.
You could, but it wouldn't be a very intuitive action.
Okay. So instead, I'll just. Have I still got my quarterstaff, or were they confiscated when we arrived?
No, you were guests, so
All right, okay.
the prisoners have had their effects taken out into somewhere else that you don't know, but you have your. It depends on if you grabbed it when they collected you.
I'm sure
Which
I.
you can,
I'm sure I did.
You can retcon and say you did.
Yeah. So I'll use a quarterstaff attack against the nearest enemy.
Okay, so you've got 2 sort of near you and 1 a little further away because he's got a sword in between you and they. So you've got the orc behind you that's doing very poorly. You've got the orc that's behind Jordan, who's or not Jordan, excuse me, behind Valoran, who's fine. And then you've got the drow who's also fine.
Okay, I'll try and take out the injured one first then. Concentrate in the damage. So it's 1d20 plus 5. 12 plus 5 is 17.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
And it's 1d6 plus 3 bludgeoning. 3 plus 3 is 6 in total.
Fantastic. So you straight up stab him in the throat and he dies.
Right, and then I'll use my bonus unarmed strike against the guy next to me.
Okay, so that's the other orc. Go ahead and roll for me. Roll a check for me.
11 plus 2 is 13.
That is unsuccessful.
Okay.
So you take a swing at him, and you do connect, but it just sort of glances off, and he's a giant fucking orc monster. He's unfazed.
And I'm going to use
next,
my bonus action. Oh, was that a bonus action, actually? Just bear with me.
Yeah.
Usually an unarmed strike would be.
Yeah, that's a. But I've used my bonus action. Yep.
Okay. So next up is the orc that you just tried to take a swing at, who is immediately going to make a grab for your face. But he's going to do it instead of with his hand, with his giant axe that he's holding. And he's going to roll a 9. That is poor.
That's a miss.
So he throws the axe, swings it, and it just goes chunk straight into the side of the cell by the door. He basically does a 180 and seems a bit sheepish. Right. So next up is Thalar.
Okay. Did anybody take any damage at all?
Yes, I did.
How much did you take again?
I've got 14 out of 20 left.
Okay. Don't know whether I should just attack or if I should maybe get you up a little bit more. Let's go do a heal first. So I will cast Cure Wounds. Oh, actually, no, I can't.
Touch.
It's touch. Okay, in that case, the only thing I can do is try and do some damage. So that second orc's still up, isn't he? Or is he?
The big orc is completely unharmed.
Yep.
There is one dead orc.
One dead orc. Okay, well I'll focus on the second dead orc, and I will cast
second alive orc.
The second yet to be dead orc.
Yes, sorry, yes. Second hope to be dead soon orc, and I will cast Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Now, if I remember correctly, this was the one where I don't roll; it's just a dex saving throw for
me. Let me just
yeah.
have a quick look. What's it called? Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame.
That is
Yeah.
true. The target must succeed on a ability saving.
Yeah, flame-like radiance descends on a creature you can see within range. Target must succeed. Okay, so I will be perfectly honest. Dexterity is not this guy's best skill. He
Good.
rolled an 8.
Okay, well the spell save DC was 13, so that's fine. So he'll take 1d8 radiant. 8.
Oh, nice.
Very good. Right, so he is officially bloodied and looking scorched, shall we say. Right,
Good.
next up is Valoran. Now, Valoran is going to take he's just going to turn around, he's going to take a swing at the orc with his sword, and he's going to roll a 12, which is unsuccessful, so he whiffs it. What a dick.
Damn you,
Right.
future Trevor.
So the drow is up next, and he let's see what he do. He speaks a word, and he casts the second level spell Darkness.
Uh-oh.
Magical darkness spreads from a point you choose within range to fill a 15-foot radius sphere for the duration. The darkness spreads around corners. A creature with dark vision cannot see through this darkness, and non-magical light cannot illuminate it. If the point you choose, blah, 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 it dispels any spells that create light. So he casts this spell, and instantly the entirety of the inside of the cell goes pitch black. And you hear some shuffling and some running and a door slam. And then about 5-10 seconds later, the light returns into the room rather instantaneously, which hurts your eyes. And then all of a sudden you start to hear a bell ring. Ding, ding!
Oh no.
We're in trouble.
And you start to hear very heavy footfall on its way towards the cells. What do you do?
Unlock, get these doors open. Valoran, smash this lock.
He does that.
Right.
Let me see. He rolls. No, I have to. That's not how Dungeons and Dragons work.
I was gonna say, wow.
I am the DM and I control him, and I say he does it. Right. I'm just gonna do a strength check. 10 plus 3, 13. That's fine. It's only a chain. Yeah, he slices through the chain and it shatters.
Can we burn our way out the back of the cells and through the fence?
Well, you do. So if you consult the map, you do see that it backs onto the moat, and the cells are part of the wall. So the difference is that the rest of the... And just be aware that when I say this in game terms, what it means is I'm going to change the DC of your saving throws. But there is sort of planked wood that they have harvested and lumbered for the outside of the cells, and the inside of the cells that is the wall are just literally tree trunks with points on the top that you obviously can't see because they're like 15, 20 feet high. But it's basically just a giant unprocessed tree trunk. So it's going to be more difficult to burn through a cubic foot of wood than it would be to get through processed planked dried wood.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just going to yell, Sonny, get the lock on the door, and let's just give us a sec. I can do fire and set things on fire, but I mean, it'd be difficult. Am I doing that?
It sounds like we're not going to get through those tree trunks and escape out the back.
How well fitting together? Oh no, we wouldn't know. Right. I'll just tell Valoran just to shit the back wall, just to get us access to that back bit. Otherwise, we're going out fighting.
Sorry, my mic. If that was an instruction for me for a second,
Yes,
would you repeat what happens with Valoran?
I just want Valoran to take his big sword and hit at the back wall, just to get us access to those.
Just to start striking at the back wall.
Yeah.
All right. So what Valoran's going to start doing over the next few turns is a strength contest with the wood. That is not going to be very hard to beat because it's not going to put up much of a fight, but it's still pretty thick.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, at the shit planking. You're trying to get out the side.
No, the back. Oh, right. The back wall is just the.
It's not planks
main
in front of the pylons. It's just straight up. tree
Right.
trunks.
Sorry, I thought there was like a bit of a shit wall just in front of it.
No.
Okay.
So it's just straight. Yeah. So it's gonna. He can start doing it. It just might take a couple turns. So let's see. He's gonna start with his first strength check. He gets a 15, so he is successful in that one, and he takes a great big swing, and it takes out a pretty hefty chunk of one of the pylons.
Right.
Like half one of the pylons comes out in one big swing.
For my go, I'm going to cast.
We're kind of at it. We're out of initiative now, if that's helpful. So
Well,
free form.
I'm going to cast Burning Hands first level. I'm just going to walk straight up to it and just try and like focus the heat as much as I can onto the bit where you started opening it.
Mm-hmm.
And just see if I can like weaken the wood. It does set anything not one or thingy on fire.
Now,
just while he's doing that, can I be trying to secure the doors in any way possible?
Yep, fine.
With the chains, perhaps, that we've just taken off.
Yep. So you hear as this is all happening, right? As Thalar is heating the wood and Valoran is chopping at it and Sunny is bolting this thing shut with chains and Jordan is sitting there? What's Jordan doing?
No, Jordan was doing the fire.
Jordan's doing the fire. Sorry. What's Thalar doing? Sitting there?
Thalar, well, I suppose I could take this opportunity to touch Sunny and heal him.
Oh, yes, please.
Why
Right,
not?
go on then.
Touch me.
Yes, I'm going to touch you now that I can. So hold on. A creature you touch regains the number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus spellcasting ability modifier.
Well, he's only needs 6.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. Should I maybe wait until you're more dead, or?
I think
in my
I was surrounded
experience,
by a horde of bandits.
Well, you've got command, so command would be more useful if we are on.
That's true, and I've only got one spell slot left to use before my rest, so maybe I'll just hang out for now.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Sunny.
It's
So
alright.
while all of this is happening, like I said, you hear very heavy. You hear the clanks of, bows, arrows, swords, and things, and they amass outside of the cell. But nobody is. No one's busting. No one's knocking on the door. No one's trying to bust it down. They're just sort of gathering outside, as you can hear.
Right, I've started burning this thing, and I've just used the last of it. I just want to set fire to a bit of the prison that we're stood in.
Mhm.
And then I step back and let Valoran take it at the wall again.
So Valoran does another strength contest with the wall to see how much he can take out, and he +3 whiffs it. So he goes in and he takes off some splinters, but his aim is not true, and it doesn't do much of anything. I'm sorry to say.
Can I just try and bash the wall with my bare hands as well?
You can try, but it's going to be pretty fucking hard to punch a tree to death as a cleric.
I've got my strips, okay?
All right, go on then.
No,
I mean-
it's not. Okay, let's see what
No, it's going to be sick. Roll a nat 20 and punch this wall to death.
9.
You break your hand.
I mean, on the other side of that, Guiding Bolt is quite a powerful spell for level 1. That might have worked. But I'm like,
He panicked.
Yeah.
I know I'm pretty good at all this, guys, but this is not how I go out. And I guess this all Thalar's fault.
I beg your pardon.
But will somebody smash that fucking wall down?
Well,
Before anyone can do anything, you just hear a on the door.
it's very polite.
We don't want any. Go away.
Gentlemen, listen. I don't know who you are and I don't know where you're from, but all I know is I've got 100 men out here waiting to come and kill you, and every single one of them wants to do it. So it's only 4 of you and there's 100 of them. It's going to be very difficult for me to choose, but listen, you can make it easier for yourself. We can cut a deal. We are businessmen. All you have to do is come out.
We'll send out the cleric.
Oh.
I do not care who you send out. All I care is that you send someone out, we make a deal, and then we kill you if it's not good enough.
That seems reasonable. We'll send out the cleric. He's just coming now. We're just letting him out of his. And then I just like I'm pointing at Valoran just to get out the back wall. They're not, Valoran. I just want him to keep hitting it.
Valoran tries again and takes another chunk out. So one sort of foot-wide tree trunk, you can now sort of push open. It's not quite wide enough for you to squeak through. He's going to have to do it a couple more times, but there's definitely a hole there that you could get through with a bit of effort if you keep hacking at it.
Okay, Sonny shouts through the door. Okay, we're just having a chat about that kind offer. Thank you.
We're sending out a cleric, but we can't get him out of the cell. Can we have the key, please? We will wait.
He says, well, the clock is ticking because I can see over here on my right-hand side you've already set fire to the cell. So maybe you come out or maybe you die.
I'm impervious to fire. It's all right. Don't worry about it. We're good.
I'm trying to think of any tricks that I have up my sleeve, but it's
So-
not working.
Half the building's on fire, and there's about a 1 foot wide hole there, and you have 100 bandits outside, armed to the teeth, waiting to have a chat with you. Your cleric broke his hand punching a wall. What do you do?
Oh my god. Can Valoran please get us out of this, and can he just holy smite the shit out of that?
Right, Valoran takes one more mighty whack at it, and absolutely falls flat on his face. That was
Oh my god.
God.
tragic.
Okay, Sonny,
think we
thinking
have to
he's some kind of martial arts expert. He's chopped wood up in the training yard at the monastery with his bare hands in his martial arts training. So he's going to come up and try and punch his way through this.
Right, well, then straight up and down strength check for me. Tell me what your strength check gets you.
Strength +3. 8 + 3 is 11.
Yeah, you break your hand as well.
Oh.
Okay. Right. We're gonna. I think I'm gonna have to go out. And I'll just shout. I'll give you the lives of these three. If I can live in your service.
Oh god.
And you hear the guy go, the deals are made after you come outside. There is no use in making deal while you burn to death.
I nudge Jordan.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not very good at this. This is kind of my first time outside of the magical tower.
I've
Right,
got
Valoran
I've
takes
got a
another swing at
crowbar.
the wall.
I've got a
and he-
crowbar as well.
Oh, so Valoran takes another mighty swing at the wall and takes another sort of half a chunk out of the thing. So all that's left between you and Sweet Sweet Freedom is now about 6 inches worth of tree trunk.
Get that crowbar on it if you can.
Yeah, let's try
You
and
can wedge a bit out.
wiggle it and wedge it and try and force it open a little bit. You know, that extra 6 inches.
Right, so do another strength check for me, but take advantage on it. Cause...
Okay. Well, that's a 2, so glad for the advantage. 9 + 3 is 12.
No good. The wood's
Oh
still
my
too
God.
thick.
My dice hate me.
So the entire building is now on. You are
Right,
surrounded by flames. I want each of you to take 1 damage for smoke inhalation,
yeah, that sounds reasonable.
and you just hear the drow chuckling to himself outside. I am sorry we couldn't come to some arrangement. Anyway, have fun in here.
That's done then.
How long for Valoran to take another swing?
Let's see what
Shit,
happens.
that's hot.
He rolled a 4, so
Fuck's sake.
he whiffs it yet again.
I'm gonna push Valoran into the fire in a minute. Right, fine. I surrender. And I don't want to.
There's 4 of you. Not one of you can somehow get through 6 inches worth of wood. I thank you.
I have arcane missiles just at the last bit of wood.
Okay, what the fuck is that?
Magic missile, sorry.
Oh, okay, great. Well, yeah,
It's
okay.
force damage.
Go ahead and roll damage for me. It never misses.
Right, that's one. I'll do this to me. Right, that's 6, 7, 9.
Okay, that's fine. That piece of wood and the one next to it are just completely obliterated. and blow outwards, and smoke billows out of the room, and you now have a clear shot across that moat to sweet, sweet freedom.
Let's jump
And
straight in that
immediately,
boat.
when you hear this explosion, so when this explosion happens, you hear the drow captain shout something to his guards, and the assembled throng behind him, and you hear them start to thunder towards the gates because they clearly have realized what you're doing.
I just yell, the fire, it's burning, it's so hot, damn, curse you, and I dive out the door into the water.
I follow.
We all
we
dive.
all dive into the water.
Thalar, you can stay if you want. So everybody dives into the moat. All right. So you hear shouts and sort of calls, and coming around that corner after they've crossed this bridge, you start to see some archers that begin firing arrows at you.
Oh, God.
So everybody go ahead and roll a dex saving throw for me.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
Oh,
My first saving throw. It's just a D20.
Yeah, D20,
Minus
and then
dex.
plus your dexterity modifier. Yeah.
Minus my dex.
Yeah, I got 10.
10 as well.
I've rolled a natural 1.
Oh. God. And this is how our
Gods.
adventure ended.
Right, so the two of you that rolled a 10 are okay.
Oh, God.
Where's my D6? Here we go. And who rolled a 1?
Sunny.
Sunny. Right, Sunny. So you are going to take... Whoop, that fell off the table. 4 damage
I mean, those guards are pretty quick.
as an arrow pierces your calf.
We're just booking it, and we're across that moat.
Yeah.
How steep is the other side?
I would say it's about... I mean, you can see it's not sheer, but it's on a bank. And I would say that's probably about 5 feet of mud.
Okay.
So
Okay,
I tell you what, let's all roll an... what do I want to call this? An athletics check.
Okay.
15 for German.
You scramble up it like a little mud monkey.
And now I get a natural 20.
Oh.
You, like an elegant dolphin, launch yourself without touching anything, just out of the water, and then land gracefully on the shore and book it into the woods, even with an arrow sticking out of your thigh.
That was nearly as
Wow.
good as my rabbit impression. Well done.
Yeah. You can throw your voice well.
Taylor?
Taylor 17.
Yeah, so you scramble up as well. You've got no problem. And Valoran, what's his athletics modifier?
Strength.
I just don't know what it is off the top of my head. 315. Yeah, so he, with some difficulty, manages to overcome, and all three of you book it into the woods with an army of 100 bandits behind you. And now several of them have had the opportunity to mount onto horses and wagons and are in hot pursuit.
Oh, we are fleeing.
We need to choose a new career.
Yes, we do.
I'm
I'm going back to the temple.
As I run, I just was, this is all your fault. And I just keep going.
I didn't do anything.
Can we circle back and go back to the camp and set it on fire?
Oh, God.
Are you insane?
Don't do
Well,
it.
all 100 warriors are after us now. Let's shake them off and go.
I think they can curve as well, though.
burn their
It's not
place
like
down.
really was.
Right, into the woods. I'm just gonna start heading for the thickest brush that I can in the woods and just stealth down, start sneaking through it. Even if I'm a bit slower, if they manage to pass me, that's probably all right.
Yeah. What about a perception check? Is there anything that we can see that's of use? Any caves or anything that we can run into? Anything like that?
So do a perception check and I'll tell you.
Okay.
Natural one.
18.
Who got a 1?
Taylor, Josh, me.
You run into a tree.
Yeah. Broken
Take-
hand and everything.
Take 2 damage.
Actually, I've scored 19. I get +1 on perception, so 19 in total.
Okay, so 19. So, and Jordan?
I got 16.
16. So, both of you with the 19 and a 16, so you're in this sort of forest. You've got things that you're jumping over, and the knolls are coming up and down. But you all spot a little Fellowship of the Ring style hollow under a tree where Frodo and the gang hide from the Nazgul. As you begin to run sort of in the opposite direction. You see it just there on your left, about 40 feet away.
Okay, I'm in it.
Granted, the bandits are about 100 feet behind you.
They're quick bandits, man.
Should we?
Well, they didn't take too long to get there.
Should we
And
take
they're on horses.
Should we take this opportunity and hide?
Sure.
Yeah.
How many of the bandits are riding?
I would say you've probably got 15 bandits on horseback that are about 100 feet away, and then you've got the rest of the bandit horde. Not the rest. Most of them probably gave up because the horseback ones are so much quicker. But you've probably got another 20 bandits, maybe 100 feet, 300 feet behind.
Right. So
Yeah, say we hide.
yeah, hide in here. If the horsemen go past, then we'll book out, like split off in a tangent direction and try before the next group get up to search properly. So yeah, I'll hide the fuck out of that one.
Yep.
Okay, so you all dive down into this hollow, and I want everybody to roll a stealth check for me to see how fucking stealthy you are.
Uh-oh. Oh, God.
Sunny has got 22.
Okay, that's pretty fucking stealthy.
Baylor
Hey.
has 2.
Oh, you
Jesus
bastard!
Christ.
Thank fuck, because I got 6. No, 7. 7.
Valoran didn't do very well either. He got a 10. So Sunny effortlessly dives into this hollow and immediately camouflages himself with mud and detritus and is completely unrecognizable from the surroundings. And the rest of you just woefully stumble over a tree root and collapse, and the bandits go, "Go over there!"
Oh, God.
Oh shit!
And the horse hooves change direction and start thundering directly for where you're standing.
But I'm gonna fire.
They are now 80 feet away.
Right, I am gonna fire Ray of Frost.
Wait. Before you do that, should I maybe just quickly heal something up?
I don't think.
Do
it's
you
gonna
have the
matter.
time?
No, I suppose not.
A horse has a pretty good speed.
Yeah,
No.
I don't think I could do it that fast.
Yeah. So, yep, it's gonna be Ray of Frost. I think. Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Who would you be
Lead.
aiming at? Which one of the 15 combatants
The
lead.
might you be aiming at?
The lead horse,
Okay.
not the rider. The horse.
Are you sure you want to start a battle?
I wasn't sure when I started the first one, but if
And we all know how well that went.
Yeah.
but Ray of Frost can slow it down, and then that might.
And then you only
slow
have
down.
14 horses chasing you.
Yeah, but if they're tightly grouped, maybe, Mr. DM, we could be cut a break, and it might,
Maybe you'll only have 8 horses after
rip
you.
a few of them. 8 I can take out. I'm okay with 8.
All right. So why don't
see
you?
another option?
Right. Why don't you go ahead? Well, I mean, it's Dungeons and Dragons. You get to make your own.
I mean,
options.
there are infinite options, but I don't see a viable one that works.
Not blasting
Right.
him with frost was an option.
So you get to do. So what do I have to roll to save?
Oh, it's just I just rolled to attack, so
Oh, okay.
I hit with 22, and the lead
Or
horse
do you?
takes. Come on, give me an 8. It's a 3. So
3
it
damage.
takes 3 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10.
Okay.
So maybe that knocks it into a following horse.
Into what?
It maybe knocks it into one of the other horses.
Oh, so you want it to be like a car chase, and one car starts a pile up.
Yeah, a little bit.
How
I
do you
mean,
think horses work?
well, when you charge, if you charge in close formation, the first horse goes down, it can cause the others to trip.
Okay.
Also-
Okay.
Oh, I've got an idea.
I don't know how well these horses are trained, and maybe someone firing giant rays of frost at them might spook a few.
Well, speaking of spooking, I could create a clap of thunder or just shout at them really loudly.
Oh, the thunder sounds better than the...
Yeah, I think I've loud or I can do a instantaneous sound that originates from a point of my choice within range, 30 feet within range.
I'd hold that one back.
Yeah.
I've shot it now. I just want to start again.
So, wait. So, are we doing the thunder? What's happening?
I feel like that'll work because it's pretty horses spook easily. Massive crack of thunder is going to maybe spook them.
You'd
It's
have
not-
to wait until they get closer. So you,
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, the sound doesn't have to come from where they are. It can come from here and travel. Sound travels.
yes, it does.
So, that wasn't meant to sound like that. Sound travels, John.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Sorry.
I was just thinking it would be louder if it was closer. In a
Instead of-
forest, there's a lot of things to mute a sound there. Oh my
yeah.
god, I can't think straight. This has gone so shit.
I don't know. Do you know what? It's not a spell slot. I'm just gonna do it and see what happens.
Right, okay.
So 30. I can do it 30 feet. So I'm gonna do it 15 away from me and 15 up in the air. I know that's not really 30.
That's objectively like not even close to 30 because of Pythagoras. But
above
okay.
me.
Why don't you just do it 30 feet in their direction?
Yeah, that's probably easier. Okay, yeah, just 30 feet toward.
You're cutting out there, Josh.
Might cut out.
What did I do? What, is there a roll, or did I just do it?
I don't know. Your mic keeps cutting out. I can't hear what you're doing.
You are on
Oh, sorry, am I back now?
thaumaturgy, aren't you?
Yeah, it's thaumaturgy that I'm casting. I don't know how. Yeah, I mean, it just
But yeah, it just happens.
It just happens, doesn't it? So I do that. A large clap of thunder, 30 feet in front of me towards the horses.
Okay. So a loud clap of thunder emanates, and because these horses have experienced rain before, nothing happens. They continue charging forward. But wait, before you can react to that,
Oh, no.
you
Arrow.
hear the most unholy scream shake the very forest. And while the horses may not have
The
been
creature.
killer,
It's the
they
creature,
were
guys.
fucked off by this, and they fucking bolt. And you're fine. They're gone. Everyone, all that's left is the ring in your ears of this absolutely inhuman, unholy shriek. And the birds have stopped singing, and the woods are still, and it is a silence like you have never experienced before. It is the loudest silence, and then eventually, sound returns, and you are alone in the woods.
I just want to break the silence by saying, oh, thank God for that, because I was nearly have to break out the level 7 spells.
I bet you were.
If we were going to get in trouble, I might have had to up the power levels.
Mm-hmm. Now, what was that screech?
Can I look around
So,
for the
Sunny-
light?
You can look at, well, it's daytime. You can look around,
Can I look
but
at
Sunny, Jordan, without needing to have to, Sunny, Jordan instantly recognize it as the exact same shriek from the other night, not a different shriek.
Yeah.
From last night, I should say. So yeah, go ahead and look around. You can roll a perception check if you want to.
Oh, yeah.
10.
Yeah,
Something.
whatever it is, I've definitely spotted it with my perception of 3.
Of 3.
3.
20.
Oh, who got a 20?
Thalar, not natural, but 20.
Okay. So Thalar, with a 20, you don't know what you're looking for, right? Because you've not
Oh
heard this
yeah,
before. And
that's
you
true.
didn't.
I'm just
you
looking.
didn't- you would naturally be sort of looking around confused, like
Yeah,
what was
yeah.
that horrible sound? And you don't see anything specific, but from a tree, maybe 100 feet, 70 feet away, you think you can see something move quickly behind a tree. So it's kind of like a shadow that moved, but you're not sure if it was maybe the wind or something, but you saw some movement in the wood.
Lads, I saw something.
If it's, I don't know what it is. God, I'm eternally grateful to it though.
Well,
I need to
it
sit
was
down.
scary.
Oh no, we need to keep going.
Yes,
We just need
please.
to keep moving. I can't stay here.
I think we need to follow it, find it.
Okay.
I mean, so long as it's not walking us back towards the camp.
Yeah.
I mean,
What-
it's in a different direction
Yeah,
than the
what-
camp, isn't it?
Yeah,
Where
so
it's
if the
like
camp is, I mean, from where you're standing, there's no bearing.
Let's
Woods, but
follow it.
if the camp was at like 12 o'clock, then the movement came from like 8 o'clock, so it's objectively in a further away direction.
Okay.
Let's just follow it.
Okay.
So as you begin to follow it and track it. I assume, Thalar, don't let me put words in your mouth, but I assume you go to where you saw the movie.
Yes, I'm pointing and leading them that way.
Okay, so you see, as you get there, everybody roll, there is, roll an investigation check for me.
Investigation.
Once you get to where you saw the shadow.
For sake.
12, Thalar.
7 for Sunny.
I have a +6 and I managed to roll 11.
11. Okay. So you look and you can see tracks on the ground, and they're not easy to track. You wouldn't really be able to follow it because of just because you are so shit at rolling. But you see a series of footprints, but they're not footprints. They're hoof prints, and the hooves are about. If you can picture sort of the standard size of a horse hoof, which is maybe 6 inches wide, it's about 10 inches wide. So it's about not quite twice a horse hoof size there in the ground. And you can see it standing, and you can see it sort of walking around, and then you can see a trail sort of through the mud and the dirt where it is no longer. There's nothing there.
Okay. Would I know there's something magical about this creature now? Can I roll Arcana to search my knowledge?
I would say yes, only because of some of the stuff that's happened, and also because you've already failed or you succeeded on a nature.
But my succeed on the nature was to discover that it was in fact magical.
Yeah, go ahead. So go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me.
Yes, that'd be 19 on the die, 25.
Hey!
It's about time we got something.
That's pretty good. So you can recall. It's not perfect because this is a pretty mysterious creature, but you can recall legends in the area of where you are about a magical creature living in this forest. Because when we did the first session, I told you this forest was a really dangerous place. And there's a legend about a creature, and you're still kind of sketchy on the details because the people that were talking about it didn't know too much about it. But it's a creature that hunts people and eats people. And it employs a variety of magical tactics, the specifics of which are both unimportant and not immediately recallable. But what you remember most of all was that it's 10 feet tall. It has these huge fucking antlers on its head. And its sole desire in life is to stalk and eat human or sort of sentient flesh.
Oh no.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
Oh shit! I just remembered this thing. I don't want to alarm anyone to the situation that we're in, but have you ever seen the film Predator?
What's a film?
You know the film. There are
The fantasy.
There
The
are
actors on the traveling wagon.
There are capable of making these moving pictures.
Get-
And one of them was about this stalking creature, and it stalks sentient creatures through the forest. So I think following it is a bad idea.
Yeah, Sunny agrees,
I would like to go in both
Yeah.
the opposite direction to this thing and the bandit camp.
Sunny doesn't know why, but he just says, "Get to the chopper."
Valoran says, "What's a chopper?"
I instantly take some mud and just start smearing my.
What is happening?
I'm just Bale's just looking around
and then just leaning against trees.
As you come to this revelation from about 20 feet away, you hear a familiar voice. Sunny,
I raise my hands, just ready to cast.
Sunny, Jornan, and Valoran hear a familiar voice, and it says, "Hey, you guys! Hey, it's me. What? You go into bandit camp? Well, come over here. You gotta get out of the main sort of area. Come over here by the trees. And it's the voice of the one-legged bandit.
Wait, who is this?
This is a trap.
Oh.
I don't like it. Wait, what did we do to the one-legged bandit?
We slapped him around a
leg
bit.
off. Well, you left
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it our fault he's got one leg? Because I think it is.
you left him for dead after you chopped off one of his legs and raided the bandit camp.
He sounds quite pleased to see. Can I? He sounds quite pleased to see us. Could I don't trust him? Does he seem to be hiding anything? Can I?
Oh, you can't see him.
Oh,
You can't see him. You just hear him coming from like behind in like a knoll, a shaded knoll, or like hiding. He's hiding.
Oh shit!
But you
No
just
way.
hear his voice.
I am definitely readying all the rest of my cantrips. I'm not getting hunted by predator.
Guys, what are you doing? Come over here. It's safe over here. You're gonna get eaten by bandits. You're gonna get killed. You're gonna get taken back to their camp and flayed alive. Come over here. Come over here. It's safe over here.
Come out of the bush.
You think I'm crazy? You think I want to get taken back to those monsters? No. I'm staying over here. You can come over here if you want. Killed.
Right.
It's up to you. I really don't give a shit.
Right. Next question. This area we're in right now, is this close to the area where we chopped his leg off? Or are we on like a different part of like?
You've sort of lost your bearings. I mean, you're within how long it took to run. It was 5 minutes from wherever. You know,
I mean not far, but I mean like, didn't we?
it's all in the same vicinity. It's all in the same, call it 10-mile radius.
Yeah, but didn't we leave him like south of the camp and we like
So
ran
you-
out
so
to the east?
If you consult your map, you left
Yeah.
him just off screen at the bottom of that road
Yeah.
in a cart with one leg chopped off. That's the
Yeah.
last time you saw him. I can't vouch for what like I can't.
I'm not going near it. I just want to firing spells at that bush.
oh no.
I'm
Wait.
not going to. I'm
Wait.
not going to.
We need friends.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we're, the creature might eat him instead of us, and we can continue running.
Okay.
I mean, but yeah, it could be a trap. But what else have we got?
I mean, I'm happy for us to go over and see what happened.
Okay,
I'm
I
happy for. I just like stand behind Thalar and
Oh, great.
I'm,
So,
I'm right behind you on this one, buddy. But I've got firebolt just.
yeah, we can already
I
we can
want-
already in action, can't we?
I want everybody to roll a wisdom or an insight check, which is roll plus wisdom.
Aha. One of my specialities.
12. I think we're being hunted.
17.
10 for Sunny.
Valoran. What's his wisdom? Right, Valoran rolls badly, a 7. Sorry there, Valoran, if you're listening. You've done really shit this time. Zaza. Thalar, you've never heard this voice before.
Yeah.
And because you've never heard this voice before, your brain has no way to grasp,
Damn it.
or your brain has no way to associate it, so it doesn't immediately fall lockstep into like, if something's not right quite about it, it doesn't fill in the blanks with what it expects. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so if you listen, and so you really have to listen to what he's saying, and you can just kind of make out that it is words. It does sound like a person. You don't know who. But what it also just kind of sounds like is, when there's YouTube videos of dogs talking?
Yes.
It's like
kind of a little
clipped
bit
together
like that.
speech, isn't it?
It's kind of a little bit like that. It's not
Yeah.
quite real. Like, it just doesn't sound like people that talk.
Okay, Thalar, you start backing away.
It's the creature. It's the creature, isn't it? He's using someone else's
Oh.
voice.
Okay. Yeah. So, like, something's not right about this. He's barking. There's barking and wailing and people telling me they love me.
I'm just gonna yell out. Sorry about your leg, buddy. We're gonna go this way.
I'm not saying he says "I love you." That was just an
Oh.
example to get you to think
No,
of
I
the
know,
voice that
I
a
know.
dog uses.
It's like the modulation's not quite right. It's like
Yeah.
just
No, I
cadence,
got
like,
it.
all human speech has a particular cadence and diction, even if it's in foreign language or
Sure.
if you have an accent, and it just breaks all those rules.
Yeah. No. So what I actually said was, lads, that voice is not right. There's something weird about that, and it's not. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Just they're not. He's not talking right.
Okay, Sunny says to him, I'm really sorry about chopping your hand off earlier.
Rubbish.
Yeah, well, there's no hard feelings. You gotta get over here. You gotta get out of the road. It's I gotta talk to you.
Yeah, well, it's definitely not him then, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not good.
I chopped
That
your
guy-
leg off, you
that-
lying so-and-so.
That guy fucking hated us.
Yeah.
We maimed him and left him.
Oh,
to
I don't
dead.
know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna back away, and yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I think we all need to get our weapons ready.
I am fucking terrified. Can I look around, Alex, for anything that might resemble a quarterstaff, like a long
Yeah,
stick, like a club, any kind of like
I mean, there's some like sort of dead branches on the ground you could use.
that I could either have as like a club, improvised weapon, something.
Yeah, you can take a branch and call it a quarterstaff.
Right. Okay.
I'll have a stick.
There you go. You have a stick. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Right, we're backing away.
I still have my fruit salad.
Yeah, I am walking backwards all the way to Broadford.
I mean, yeah.
So nothing. I mean, he keeps calling to you, but nothing happens.
Okay,
It's just,
well-
he's just trying to convince you to come over there.
Do we have a sense of direction as to where the town is?
I mean, you can see sort of the sun, and you can
Okay.
deduce sort of from what you kind of know where it might be, but there's no road. You know, you were on a sort of a road before. There's nothing around. It's just woodland.
Right. I mean, I say, I don't know. I mean, we try and head back and try and get re-equipped.
All of this, by the way, has taken it, and it's about sort of 3 p.m.
Right. Yeah. What do we do?
I'm terrified. I'm shaken. I just want to go home.
Yeah, I say we try and find some shelter and somewhere to resupply.
Yeah, we need to try and make our way back to town, don't we? We've cocked up here.
Yeah. Let's maybe have a second go at some of that. Maybe not that, but you know.
Maybe we could do some fetch tech quests in town to get some experience.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Grind it out a bit before we come
Yeah.
back.
That's fine by me.
So you feel free to start walking back towards where you think the town is. Because you're not on a road, you're over sort of difficult terrain, so your speed is halved. So it took you, half a day to cover the distance to where you were originally, but this time it's much trickier going because you haven't found the road yet. So by the time night falls, you've made it a significant ways, but you're really still walking in the area where you think the town is, but you aren't 100% sure because you have no bearings, and it's later. You've covered probably 20 miles, and it's about 11 at night.
Sonny's got some cartographer's tools, so I'm just wondering if that would help him perhaps get a bearing.
No, okay, well, maybe, but I only say that because the only opportunity you would have had to make a map is when you were on the road.
No, I guess
That would have been on the map.
cartographer tools are to help you make maps, so I'm just
Oh,
wondering...
I see. So you have like a sextant.
yeah.
And,
yeah, things like
Okay,
that.
well, I tell you what, if you want to scramble up a tree and see if you can see anything.
You might have a compass in those tools.
That's true. Now the sun's down. You can use the stars.
Also, Alex,
yeah.
can I look as we're walking about? I'm not like spending a lot of time doing it, but do I see any fireflies or phosphorus moths?
No fireflies. It's the wrong area. There are maybe some moths floating about on trees.
Yeah.
There's a
moths.
river that runs through Broadford, isn't there?
There's an enormous river that runs
Yeah.
next to Broadford.
Yeah, right,
So
right,
if we
right,
can
right.
find a stream and follow that stream, hopefully, eventually, it should lead us to the river, and then we can follow the river back to Broadford.
Yeah. I mean, I was also just thinking. I never actually hit up, so I know that we might encounter.
You cut out there, Josh. What'd you say?
Oh, damn. Sorry. I was saying that I haven't had a chance to heal up yet, and I'm worried that we're going to encounter something on the way back.
Okay, well, I mean, it's dark. It's 11 at night.
Yeah.
So you can pitch a tent and try and keep up for the night and find your way when it's
Yeah.
light. Maybe a tree. You can keep going. It's totally up to you.
Shall I climb a tree and see if I can see any lights of the town or any stars that might be able to give me an indication of what direction to go?
Yeah. Does Valoran have anything that can help us pitch a tent?
I don't have a full list of his inventory, as mentioned. So he
So,
can
yes.
build. He can help gather wood to build a fire. His sword. How about
Sure.
that?
And
Okay.
athletics
I can
check
set
for me
fire
climbing
to
a tree.
No, I have no objections to that.
I can set fire to the wood. I can start the fire with fireball.
Well, then there you go. Maybe Sunny climb while you all build a jolly little.
Yes.
If I do find some phosphorus, I could cast the light cantrip.
Do you have your Oh, that's actually a good point, by the way.
Yes,
So
I am
bad
aware.
news for Thalar and Jornan.
Hmm.
Your items are gone because you left them in the bandit camp.
Yeah.
I know.
So whatever you had in your inventory, you must
gone.
now.
I have only been using spells without a material component as well.
No, that's fine. I know you've been keeping track of that because I've been listening to it. But thank you for. I hadn't explicitly said it, so we're gonna have to get you a new component pouch.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sonny rolled a 3 on his athletics check trying to climb the tree, so I think he's fallen on
You
his
fall
backside.
flat on your ass and knock the wind out of yourself, and it is hilarious, and everybody laughs at you.
I don't laugh.
I laugh.
Valoran chuckles quietly, but then feels bad about it.
Oh.
It's what you get for being a drunken monk.
That's true.
I feel quite shaken by everything. I'm not laughing.
So, are we going to try and have a short rest?
I think
Up to you.
we need
What do you guys
to
wanna do?
rest up and then try and find a stream in the morning.
Yeah.
So if it's 11 at night, you could take a long rest until about,
Long rest.
7, and then wait for the sun to come up and see if you can find some water.
Yeah.
Okay. Before you all, as you were all sort of,
Uh-oh.
you build a jolly fire. You know, you put some duff, the leaves and things down to make a rudimentary bed, and you begin to bed down to go to sleep, and then I also want you all to roll a perception check.
Oh no. See, I knew I should have healed you. Perception. 19.
8.
Oh, damn, that is good perception.
If you spot a light, I am going to be so pissed off.
5 for Sonny.
Valoran gets a 13. So, Thalar, you, about 30 feet away from the camp, notice, about 10 feet off the ground, 2 dim lights.
Oh.
But there's 2 of them now, and you don't know what that means because you've never seen them
Oh
before.
yes, that's true. Ah.
But do you know when you're walking down the street at night and light reflects off the back of a cat's eyes?
Yes.
It's that.
Oh. Oh. Guys, lights, eyes, something over there.
Right, did
Good.
I find the moth? Or a fire? Well, not fireflies, but did I find some moss? Phosphorus.
Moss or a moth?
Moss, double S.
Oh, yeah, it's a fucking forest. It's full of moss.
But is it phosphorus? Does it have a glimdo?
A dim glow?
That's the one, yeah.
I mean, what do you... I'm just going to make it up. Yes, why not, Jordan? You
Okay.
can have some glowing moss. There you go. There's
Right.
your moss ex machina.
Phosphorescence moss. Right, I'm going to take a bit, going to use that to cast the light cantrip, and I'm going to throw a rock in its direction.
So, just like before,
Yeah.
as the rock arcs towards it, it gets within a certain distance from the what are now clearly eyes, and it doesn't wink out. You can't hear the rock fall. It just ceases to exist. It just disappears.
Well, that's unsettling.
Oh my god, I hate this thing, I hate this thing, I hate this thing.
And do we know if this is the same creature that goes around eating things? Have we got any evidence?
You don't.
No.
So when you rolled the Arcana check, that was the association that was it Jornan had made with the hoof prints, because this was called a hoofed creature, and the behavior and the stalking and the hunting. So you kind of put 2 and 2 together, but it's not explicit. I mean, he's not munching on your arm. You don't know that it's a predator. You don't know for sure. You just know that's what Jordan.
So far, this light thing has not attacked us, even after we attacked it. I know that whatever did the howling and the hunting is one creature. I don't know that these 2 creatures are the same. Is that right?
You remember that last time you encountered this creature, what would have been 2 nights ago?
Yeah.
2 nights ago, you threw the rock and then you shot
shot fireball at it.
you shot a firebolt at it, and when you hit it, that creature that was the light also made the horrible noise
same
that you
one.
then heard in
So
the
it is definitely the same creature.
Yes, you can deduce that the creature
Yeah,
with the hoof, it's all
Oh,
the
no.
same creature.
Yeah, I forgot about the scream bit.
So we're not
Okay.
getting any sleep tonight.
No.
No.
Am I gonna have time to heal Sunny before this happens?
Have we? Well,
It's staying still. Nothing's happening.
okay.
It's
Right,
just
I'm
watching.
It just watches us, Josh.
Yeah.
It just watches us.
Yeah, it watches.
And it no, sorry.
It's
stay
about
alive.
it's about 30 feet away, just for your reference.
Okay.
Let's talk to it. Did we try that before? What do
I
you,
tried.
what do you
feeding
want?
it. I'm talking it.
Leave us alone. Or join us for a drink. Whatever.
Yeah.
The lights wink out.
Oh. Uh-oh. Do we sense that it's anywhere around us at all?
You can hear very heavy footfalls, but they're not. Or sorry, not heavy. You hear very light footfalls across the leaves, but they are very far apart. So you can hear it moving around you. It's moving very quickly, but there aren't enough footfalls that you would expect. If you kind of gauge the size of the creature, it's like it's missing stepping on the ground.
Honestly, God, this shit is giving me nightmares.
Is it? Wait. So it's walking.
So
but-
you can hear it moving, which is the first time you've ever heard it moving. 'Cause it's very, very, very quiet when it moves.
Mhm.
But what you hear is that so you kind of have a sense of the scale of the creature. And if it was going to
Yeah.
move 100 feet and it's 10 feet tall, you kind of have a common sense intuition on how many steps it would need to take to do that.
Okay.
And you can hear it as it moves because you hear the leaves crunching, but the number of times you hear the feet fall on the ground is not the right number. It's too few.
Is it? What do we think it's flying?
You don't know.
Is
Okay.
it more than one? Oh my! I can't.
You do remember that when it lit up, when you cast a firebolt at it, it did not have wings.
Ah.
And the feet fall stop, and then on the other side of you, so about 180 degrees from where it was before, you then notice the lights. But this time they're about 20 feet off the ground, in a tree.
There's got to be more than one of them.
Or something weird and magical is happening where it's around.
Or it's swinging from tree to tree.
Yeah. Because it was 10 foot up before, and then it's 20 foot up.
It's 10 foot tall, so that's where the lights are, and it's
Oh, yeah.
so. I'm so terrified. I want to quit playing D&D.
Right, so we tried talking to it, you tried attacking it.
We've talked to it, we've fed it, we've attacked it. That's as far as my diplomacy.
Guys, why'd you run away from me?
Oh my!
Oh,
No! Fireball!
Wait,
Fireball!
no! Sacrifice him. Use him as bait.
Who are we using as bait?
I think the talking guy and the creature are the same thing, aren't they?
There is no talking guy out there. Let's just get that straight. Fireball, any direction. I don't care.
Let's talk to it then. Why did we
Hang on,
we
Josh.
run away from you?
Josh
Yeah,
disconnected,
we'll give
so
Josh a second.
put a pause on it until he comes back.
Okay.
I think I'm actually back.
Okay.
Hey!
So-
Fine.
Right, go on.
Next week I'll use a different device.
Okay.
Let's talk to it. We ran away. We're scared of you. We've heard there's a man-eating creature in these woods. You've matched its description so far. We're scared of you. That's why we've run away.
It doesn't say anything. The lights wink out again.
Oh god.
Have we got a fire going yet? Have we lit a fire? Or
I've still got.
Yeah,
light, so- and we still
you've
have
lit a fire.
I
You
Oh.
go ahead.
Well, I can alter the appearance of my eyes. 1 minute. Can I make mine look eyes?
If you'd like.
Yeah, go. Yeah, it's thaumaturgy, so I can.
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So yeah, I make my eyes appear as reflective or whatever's going on with its eyes, and I look at it.
Well, it's gone.
Oh, okay.
You,
Well,
you look.
I
You
wait.
look where
I
you
wait
last saw
around.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, I look. General.
yeah. And about an hour passes, and
Oh.
there is no sound, and no lights, and no footfalls, and
well.
you do sort of Thalar, you wake up at about 4 in the morning, and you think you don't hear any footfalls or any footsteps, but there's some commotion happening in the woods for a very short period of time, and then you hear some sort of like
Oh my god!
sounds,
Uh-oh.
and then silence, and then you fall back asleep. And now it's 7 in the morning, and each of you has a long rest, so you can all heal up.
It's eating people near us.
I know it's gross.
Let me kill it.
Oh well. So wait, long rest means full HP.
Everything just start from
back.
scratch.
Yeah,
you
yeah, okay.
are
Spell
born
slots.
anew.
In the morning, I like stand up and I just yell at the words, I am Gionan! I am a master of the arcane arts, and you will leave us alone, or it will not go well.
Yeah.
So-
I have had a shit 3 days, and you are causing it.
You hear nothing.
I don't care if it replies. I just, for my own sake, I had to say something. Otherwise, I was going to crumble.
Do you want to go check out where you heard the noises? Do you want to run away as fast as you can? What do you want to do?
Fuck no. I'm going
I
to
think-
slowly go in the opposite
I
direction.
think we need to run because me and Jordan have nothing.
I don't need anything, man. I'm
Oh.
all. I've
Do
got
I-
my shit back. I can burn this forest to the ground if I.
You've
so
got a
choose.
stick.
And I've got a stick.
I'm missing my warhammer, and I'm not even sure. Am I wearing armor?
You would have had anything nice taken off of you if you had leather on.
Yeah, I'm like naked, so
I mean, I'm sure
You
they
wear
gave some
clothes
rags.
yeah, you wear clothes under armor, right?
Yeah, you're just wearing sort of your linen undergarments.
yeah. Sorry, metaphorically, protectively naked.
Can I do a nature check and see if I can see any signs of any water courses? Get us back on track to town.
Yeah, of course you can.
16 plus 1 is 17.
Yeah. So you notice that you start walking, just sort of scoping out the immediate vicinity of where you were, and within pretty short order you find some small pools that then lead to what you, with a 17, can deduce to be an underground stream. And using your sort of knowledge of topography, you can deduce, even if there isn't an above ground stream, if you start walking in a particular direction, eventually you'll figure something out.
Okay, let's do that. Let's.
Yeah.
I've found an underground stream. It's bound to lead to a larger stream, and then hopefully, eventually to the river, and then back to Broadford. Lick our wounds and address our career prospects.
Yes, let's go.
So off you set, having a quick pace and I'm assuming little chat, and you progress a ways until you come upon, lo and behold, a small stream, a small little brook, babbling on its way down, and you walk alongside this brook, interrupting some deer as they were drinking, and you get further and down, and the brook joins with others, and it becomes a stream, and the stream joins with others, and it becomes a little sort of rivulet, and then eventually you reach the mighty river. What did I call it? Tamsin, the mighty river Tamsin, as it thunders through the countryside. Very, very, very wide indeed. And there you are now on the banks of the river Tamsin.
I just use some water from the river as we've passed just to clean off the mud that I'd put onto my face and just try and like wipe down my robes a little bit.
Yeah,
Did you,
okay.
Did you sleep with the mud on you?
I was not getting eaten in the dark.
Okay.
Right, so you are now, quote unquote, clean.
Like clean is a very loose term in this
That's a
definition.
very, very loose term indeed.
If anything, I've just streaked mud further around my robes, but you know.
All of a sudden, as you stand there, half naked and muddied, and looking very disheveled at 10 in the morning, you see a small barge putting its way down the river with two gnomes. One is sort of coxswaning it with the rudder, and the other is calling out from the front, "Left, right, left," as they make their way down the stream.
Thaler, can you attract their attention?
Yeah, sure.
Are we going to ask for a lift?
Yeah,
I think
I
we're in
think we should.
definite need.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
What?
Could you give us a lift?
You want a gift?
A lift. Oh wait, no, thaumaturgy. I just make my voice boom. A lift.
Oh, you should have said so. Okay, yeah, no problem, no problem.
I really want
And
to
they,
shout because there's no need to shout.
come on, and they putt their way over to you using their sort of, I guess they're punting, right, with the big poles, and so they eventually make it over to you and pull up. They can't reach the banks, so they're probably about 10 feet off the banks, and they say, right, well, you gotta hop in.
Can we presume that Sonny's been making sketches for a map with his cartographer tools?
That's fine. So, I would say that with your cartography tools, basically, since you've left Broadford, let's just say you've been sort of charting with some interruption where you sort of were and are.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, well, I just want to, I'm heading towards the craft, and I'm just using the staff just to test the depth, so that I'm not, it's not going to, drop me up to my head or something.
They've pulled in to about chest level for you, Jordan, because you're human, aren't you?
Yes.
So they've pulled in to about chest level deep for you. Thalar, that's about top of your head.
Yeah, I'm just gonna doggy paddle over to it.
Yeah, it's very dignified.
Yeah.
And you all load into the boat, and they begin.
Yeah, as I'm taller, I will a hand to help Thalar.
That's very gracious.
Thank you.
But, I mean, I don't want to make a big thing out of it. Kind of give him a tug to get him in.
There you go.
Well, okay.
but not in a weird way.
Just the way that people nonchalantly help people on boats.
You begin punting, or they begin punting back down the way they came.
Oh, we can help.
You can help punt with your short stick as well if you want. You do nothing; it just paddles at the water. But you think you're helping.
Yeah, having fun.
And clearly, and one of the gnomes, it's just sort of a middle-aged gnome with a fabulous mustache, comes up to you and says, "How do you do? My name's Edmund. What brings you out to the middle of frickin' nowhere?"
I'm Giannon, master of the arcane arts, and leader of this here band of fabulous adventurers.
Did we hold a vote yet?
We did. You weren't here. You'd been captured by bandits.
Okay.
The fabulous adventuring group is.
Yes, I remember
That's
that.
right. I fucking forgot about that.
Yeah, that it's not going away.
Under my leadership, and we were out, and our companion here got captured by bandits, and we rescued him. As you can see, we all escaped. There were only 4 of us to begin with, so we all escaped due to some excellent work of my arcane skills.
Tell him about the lights.
Oh, and then we were travelling back, and we got I don't want to say scared, but perturbed by some fancy lights and a creepy thing. Have you ever seen the film Predator? You know those illusionists, they make moving pictures, and there's one called Predator. It stalks people, and we decided your boat was the quickest way to get back to town, and I'm very grateful for a lift. I'd love to pay you, but in the course of rescuing my thing here, not companions, but something like that, I somehow misplaced most of my belongings.
Oh well, that's all right. That's all right.
But my accountant, Sonny here, Sonny Wukong, he would love to maybe share some of his delightful ale.
Yes,
with you,
Sonny's always happy to share a drink.
Or maybe some gold that he has.
So, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Oh my god, if this is the creature, I'm going to...
Oh no. Is this everyone?
That will be 3.
Yeah, everybody. 4.
Sonny's on 12.
Perception 16.
So 12, 16...
And 3.
And 3. 16. Okay, so with a 16, Thalar, you are on fire with this.
Yeah.
You turn as you're sort of talking and you're looking across the river, and you see straight through a
my
tree
God.
for a brief moment uh, a creature, and you see it in the light of day for a split second, and it's holding in its sort of hands, and I'll send you a picture in just a second what it looks like so that I don't have to describe it too much. But it's holding in its hands just what looks like it used to be half a deer, but it's destroyed. Um, and it's 10 feet tall, and it's got these big, thick, hooved legs and these long, extra long arms that go right the way down to the ground with these hands and these fingers that are easily a foot long. And then on top of its head is not a head. It's all covered in sort of a downy gray fur. But then on top of its head is not a head, but it's an enormous skull in the shape of a deer skull with these enormous antlers on it. And it looks at you, and you make eye contact with the lights behind its eyes for the briefest of moments, and it vanishes into the woods.
Lads, I saw it again. You're not going to believe me, but I saw it. It was over there.
Where was it?
I point to where I saw it.
I firebolt at the nearest tree.
Oh
the
my
tree,
God.
just the tree. Just like panic, I just go, huh? I just like fling one off.
A tree catches on fire and nothing else happens.
Head, stay
Would you
away!
would you stop with the fire?
Oh,
We're on a boat.
Feel better with fire.
That thing is terrifying.
That is just as terrifying as I thought we were being hunted by.
That's a rough approximation, obviously, because I didn't draw. But that's
Sure,
the
but,
general idea. If you for a sense of scale on this one, its head right now would be about the same height as a human male's chest. So I'd say about 5 feet tall. There, crouched, 10 foot standing.
Or the height of a good dwarf.
Yeah, there you go. It's about as tall as Thalar there, crouched.
Yep. Okay, well, so we're still on this boat, right?
You're still in the middle of the
On the
river,
barge.
and the river's easily 300 meters from side to side.
And
Okay.
I just point out to the gnomes, like, that thing there, did you see it? Did you see it?
What? No, what are you talking about? And he looks around confused, but he's clearly otherwise occupied.
Can we describe it to him and ask if he's ever heard anything about this?
Yeah, you describe it to him, and he just sort of shrugs and says, I don't really deal with that magical bullshit.
Maybe we should wait till we get back and go look it up in some of the archives.
Now that the thing has come back and I've seen it, I just kind of like slump into a chair or something and just kind of like I'm a little bit shaken.
We've got some questions to answer, haven't we, and ask when we get to Broadford. I'm just thinking the general store owner, we've lost his cart.
Oh no.
We need to maybe go speak to was it the Master Conga? Holy Master? Maybe he
Yeah.
knows some things about this
Yeah.
creature.
That's fun.
I'm just looking at my notes. There was people willing to pay us to get rid of the bandits. We failed at that. Merchants requiring ingredients. Well, we've got 2 spider venom sacks. We might be able to sell those. Goods recovered in the valley. I don't know why I made a note of that.
We didn't go. Yeah, that was a different. The other quest we could have picked.
Heard.
Oh yeah, it was go into the valley with all the caves and tombs in it, and you could go
Alright.
raid them for cash. As you are deliberating and contemplating death, you come around a corner, a bend in the river, and there are the walls of Broadford before you.
I thought you were gonna say it's a fucking creature in the middle of the water.
I thought you said the wolves. I was like, no.
And there are the wolves. There is an army of 500 wolves, and they eat you and you die. Anyway,
Oh.
great talking to you, chaps.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah. Bye. No, you come around, and there are the walls of Broadford, and you can see ships merrily pumping sort of back and forth along the banks, and the hustle and bustle of the town.
I just sigh. Yeah, so let's go back into town.
So you, the boat pulls into one of the smaller docks on the side, and you thank the gnomes for their time, and they refuse any form of payment. It was not an inconvenience because they were on their way there anyway. and now you are back in Broadford in that. So if you again consult the map that I have provided you, cast your mind back. So you see where those dollar signs are.
Yeah.
So those are the dry docks there, or those are the docks there, and you are now in that sort of town square near the covered market and the other sort of little buildings around there.
Should we report to the barracks what we've witnessed about the bandits? That might be valuable information to them. Numbers, names of leaders, location.
Yeah, are we gonna split up again?
Well, I need to buy. Oh no, I don't. Did I lose all my gold as well then?
Yeah, you
Well,
will.
yeah, they would have. That would have been the first fucking thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go beg.
I think we need to avoid the general store.
Don't beg.
I'm not actually going to beg.
Don't go to the general store yet. If let's see what we can do with the information we've gained.
Because that actually, thinking about that, is pretty good information. Is we know the exact location.
We know the names of two leaders, or the leader and his lieutenant. We know that they are made up of orcs and goblins and humans. We know their location. We know the camp layout. We know their mounted cavalry strength.
Yep.
So we should go tell them what we know, but say that unfortunately we didn't kind of kill them.
Well, we killed one.
Yeah.
We'll see if maybe even we could get some compensation out of them for the the efforts.
If they don't have that information already, then it looked like a pretty well established camp. But
we could say that. How much will you pay for if we draw you a map of where the bandits are? We'll give you numbers.
We could draw a map
for that.
Information.
Sunny, do you want to lead the way?
Should we split up?
So that's number 4 on the map, isn't it? The militia barracks.
Right. Should we? Well, let's split up. Sunny and I will go to the militia barracks, and Sailor and Valoran can go to what was it called Conga.
Conga.
And ask if he has any information about this creature.
Yep, good plan.
Okay, who's first?
I'll let you guys go first. Well, somebody else can pick.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you going to say?
Do you want to go see Conga then? Deal with that?
Yeah, okay. So yes, me and I'm assuming Lauren go walking up to the... Which part was that again?
It's labeled number 3 on the map.
Oh, 3 is the temple, okay.
The temple, which is Conga's temple.
Right, okay.
Ray Orcs is the god.
Yeah. So we go up. I kind of look around to see if there's any of the people we kind of met before, trying to get an introduction. Not an introduction, but obviously get in again to see Conga. Do I see anybody we met last time?
You don't remember very well the faces of all the individual monks.
I'm just going to go.
Sorry, number 2. It's labeled number 2, not number 3.
Okay, no, okay. So I'll just go up to any of the monk-like people or any of the cleric-looking people and just ask, look, we've been here before, and Conga had asked us to bring him back magical items. Now, I don't have magical items, but I have magical questions. Could we please
That's a pretty shit deal, but yeah, why not? And so
I don't have a lot for you.
He leads you back down the passageways, with torchlit passageways, to the secret underground study. Well, it's not that secret, but to the underground study of Conga. And what was his voice? He was just posh, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Old and posh, I believe.
Yeah, that's right, old posh cunt. So he leads you in, and you walk in, and there is Conga with his big beard and his sumptuous robes and his firelit study, and he says, "Oh, you're alive!"
Great. Yes, but we have been on a foray out into the forests of this fine land, and well, we have a couple of questions to ask you if you would be so kind.
Well, I can. Didn't I ask you to bring me magical items?
I am working on it. In the meantime, to help me with my endeavour, I just need a little bit of knowledge from that majestic brain of yours.
Well, it's rather an inconvenience, you see, because I only said favor. I had pitied you. I didn't really think you'd live. But, all right, well, you're here now. What do you want?
Okay, so I just described to him the whole creature. I won't go through it again, but I explain the whole to him and ask him if he knows anything like this.
You said about 10 feet tall, with
Yes.
big antlers on top of its head.
Absolutely.
All right, yes. Well, I tell you what, it sounds very familiar. Give me a moment. And he goes over and he looks at this big book that he's got on the wall, and he starts flipping through it, big pages, and you can see all kinds of illustrations, and he points at one. And he says, is this what your creature looks like? And it's, let's say it's the drawing that I sent you.
Okay. Yes, that would be it. What on earth is that creature?
Right, well, it's rather bad luck, you see. It's called the Wendigo. It's not really a creature at all. You see, it used to be a man. And it used to be a man, and it ate human flesh. And when it cannibalized someone, it underwent a magical transformation, and now it craves only flesh. And the tricky little devils, they hunt sentient creatures in the woods. They can mimic any voice. They are devilishly good hiders, and they stalk their prey. And very few of them have ever been seen alive and lived to tell the tale. So it's a spot of luck, I suppose, that you saw it. Rather good, but you do need to be aware that it is cursed to see one. And so I'm very sorry to say that at some point in the future, you will have some very poor luck before you.
Well, that's more to add to the pile then, but I thank you. Do you mind if I just sat over and quietly scrawled this down on a piece of paper to, just so I obviously can't take your book, but I'd just like to have the information.
Yeah, by all means. This is a learning annex. Go sit there in the chair. And he sort of motions to a chair.
I'm in class now. Yeah, okay, so I just sit down and scroll basically I try and, studiously copy down the information on a parchment, and that's my only inventory item now.
I don't know where you stick it up your butt, but there you go.
Well, I've got clothes. You said I had clothes. I got a pocket.
That's true. Fair enough. Okay. So you have now learned the secrets of the creature in the forest.
Excellent. I'll hand over to Jordan and Sunny if they want to do something.
Right. So Jordan and Sunny off to the barracks, and you meet with the. We walk to the barracks, and you see the people sparring, and then, unmoved in the exact same spot, you see the guy. What did I call him?
I didn't get a name for him, actually.
I don't think we had a name for him. So you see the sort of captain of the guard, and I tell you what, I do not remember what he's kind of awkward.
Just a gruff guy.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Right. Oh, you're alive.
Only just.
Well, color me surprised. What do you want?
We've escaped from the bandits' encampment, and we're pretty pissed actually. We've only just survived. We've lost a lot of equipment, and we're in trouble. We need some money, but I think this is valuable information. We're willing to pass this on to you. But we need to ask for some payment for this. We're in a bad way. To get you this information, we've suffered.
Wait. Let me get this straight. You two went into the woods and raided the bandit compound by yourselves, and you're here.
Actually, there was 3 of us, but that's a pretty good summarization, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But think of it this way. We get out, and now there's 4 of us. That just goes to show that we are incredibly strong.
Well, or stupid. Okay, listen,
But
I'll tell you
lucky,
what.
and that's what matters.
You, you come with